Wonder victories are not that common in competitive Age of Empires. And for the most part, that's because games typically are played on Conquest Victory, which disables wonders and relics from starting the countdown timers. But here in Master of HyperRandom, we have a game between Dragonstar and Valis where a wonder just might end up deciding the game. So, welcome everyone to another game from this series. We'll just speed up from the through the Dark Age a bit as we take a look at the map. We have two islands with a bit of a river between them. There's some pretty good fish out here. Lots of fish actually in the back for Dragonstar. And that's in part because he doesn't have an island in the back of his base. There are 3 islands with neutral markets on them. You can trade with these markets, but I don't think you can actually build on the rock terrain. So you would have to transport your trade carts, move them to the market, and then take them back. In the original game, actually, there was a bug where if you selected a group of trade carts that had gold and right-clicked to move them, they would lose all their gold, so you would have to do that one at a time. But, anyway, we'll see Dragonstar in the cyan as the best color, playing as the Ethiopians, whereas Valis will be in the green, playing as the Persians, and the players do start with a market, which, I don't know. No, neither is the Saracens, but they could come up with some interesting strategies for that. And I think if you look at the scouting, they both do know the type of map that this is. They have each their own rather sizable island, kind of similar to Team Islands. We'll have Valis docking the side and Dragonstar docking straight in the middle. Oh, he's even selling stone and using that to click up. He's using the market in the Dark Age. Oh, yeah, that Dark Age market actually. Actually gonna be useful. I mean, you don't need the stone just yet. I don't know why they have 162 stone. Maybe they start with different amounts other than 200. I don't know. I didn't catch that right at the start. But they also have a horse as a scout, so no actual combat unit, just a scout. And we'll see Loom from Dragonstar, and he's going to go up. Now, even on these island water maps, it can pay off to do Loom, because it means you can click up ever so slightly faster because you're using your TC to spend gold, and the Feudal Age does not cost any gold. Typically, the corners are where you want to dock because simply by virtue of being the corner with a somewhat circular inner area, you'll have more fish there, but this island in the back going to block that off for Valis. Actually, a fairly nice advantage if Dragonstar can get the fish there, but will be probably nicer for Valis. He has the better chance at getting those 2 relics. Now, there is a relic individually on each player's island, so unless someone pulls off the grand relic heist, you shouldn't see relic victories. Now, Dragonstar is up to Feudal first, and he will be making some fire galleys. And, ooh, we do see a transport ship, but it's just a horse for Valis. No actual landing, just his scout. And I don't think Dragonstar actually has scouted Valis' dock yet. Didn't scout the fishing ship, so he'll be sending one fire ship around the right and another around the left, just going to try to find where Valis is. Valis only has 1 dock, but he is the Persian, so the dock does work a bit faster, and Dragonstar has found the fish. And there are actually hills on the water. I guess you can think of them as standing waves, but you do get your hill bonus if you stand on top of them. And Fire Galley's not the best at killing fish, but it looks like Valis isn't actually going to try to fight on the water right now. He's just going to sacrifice his fish because he is going for a fast castle. Staying in the Dark Age a bit longer will let him get up. And Dragonstar going to be investing into this bigger Feudal Age naval play. Has killed the fish, so he will be free to add his own fish right now. Just needs to make sure he doesn't overinvest. See a couple of fish still running away. Dragonstar will elect to finish off the dock instead of chase after the fish. So we'll just let the players click up as we see a few more fishing ships being added from Dragonstar. Unfortunately, not the best area for his dock. And let's see, we do see the horse on the island from Valis, so he will know what Dragonstar is doing. I don't see a transport ship out yet for for a Dragonstar, but he could scout using that llama. Anyway, Valis up to the Castle Age, and he will be putting down town centers. As the Persians, those town centers will, of course, work faster and have double the hit points. His only dock will, though, be taken out by the fires. And even, oh, there's a lot of there's a lot of food on those berries that Dragonstar will be able to take, so he will avoid putting down farms for as long as possible. Whereas Valis, having lost his fish, will likely have to put down farms. Now, if this goes late game, neither player has a particularly good navy. The Persians are good in the water on the early game, but in the late game, they lack the shipwright technology. That makes their ships cheaper, and they lack the final archer upgrade at the blacksmith, so no bracer for them. That will affect their galleon line. Ethiopians, meanwhile, they do not have heavy demos, they do not have fast fires, and they do not have elite cannon galleons, so they will be missing true range. Elite upgrades the cannon galleons from 13 to 15 range, and we'll have to see Valis adding in some farms, as Dragonstar himself is clicking up, and we do see the transport ship, and even the monastery for Valis for him to start picking up these relics. And, you know, despite being up faster and getting the TCs out first, still a Vil lead for Dragonstar because of the fish, but that will quickly evaporate as he is spending his TC time clicking up. And Valis will need to buy a bit of food, use that market he had. Now, I guess he didn't need as much wood for a fast castle because of that starting market, just needed to throw down the blacksmith. But here we are, Dragonstar going for the landing. Ethiopians get that free pikeman upgrade, and he's going for the stable and the siege workshop. As he'll be able to move a few more pikemen over. And even will be able to upgrade to crossbowman and bring his crossbows over. And pikemen even going to start poking at that monk. Valis actually going to do a good job blocking with his pikemen, stop the pikemen from getting to the monk, and he'll be able to hop into that TC. These two pikes will get away. And we see some knights coming out. Now, Ethiopians, not particularly known for their cavalry play, but they do, of course, have knights, as most civs do. And we see the defensive siege workshop coming up here for Valis. Persians have awful monks. They cannot convert siege. They're just going to be very defensive, hopefully converting a knight every so often. And Mangonel will come out and start mangonelling down that town center. Couple of knights out, but mangonels can kill these monks pretty easily. They only have 30 HP, no sanctity for the Persians, so they do die to a single mangonel shot. He will need to get a single mangonel shot, though, and he does. Will he keep his mangonel alive? No, they trade off 1 for 1. Another monk in the back, so the knights will have to run away. Now, mangonel pressure on the Persians, not the easiest trick to pull off because of that extra HP on the TCs, despite their lackluster monk defense. But it's 1 TC now to 3 TCs. We see Valis continuing just to increase his villager lead. The knights are going to run in, maybe pick these villas over here on the outlying farms. Reminds me of the Joan of Arc Orleans scenario, where you have all those farms outside your walls that you need to defend. Outposts, something I always love to see in Mangonel Wars, just gives you so much more vision, and as the Ethiopians, these outposts even will get extra vision. That is their team bonus. Kind of a niche team bonus, but still is nice when you get to use it. Anyway, Mangonel now out again in defense for Valis. He's just going to keep pumping out Mangonels, both players are. And looks like Dragonstar will notice, try to dodge, but they trade 1 for 1. That Mangonel dying first meant it actually had the bigger blast radius. And at home, we see second TC coming in for Dragonstar. Would actually like to see him dock the back at some point. Does have some good fish there. It looks like he'll be scouting that. And no attempt from Valis yet to get back on the water. Just going to add in a university, keep booming at home. You see, he has been collecting a good bit of stone, so he might be going for some type of defensive castle or tower play. The university actually makes me think he might go for some guard towers. Oddly enough, Mangonels absolutely destroy watchtowers, but die hard to guard towers. So if he does do that guard tower upgrade, that could be pretty good for him. Also, guard towers with heated shot are pretty useful against ships in the late game. Oh, nice. Gets a trade. 1 for 0 there. And could even get a second Mangonel. Playing some dodgeball. Gets around. That one pops out of the workshop. All right, 2 hits go for the same Mangonel, so he only loses 1. And these two will get a 1 for 0 there. And Valis is going to continue repairing that TC, but TCs are expensive to repair. Now it's monastery time for the Ethiopians. Don't really see any units for the monks to convert. And there we are. There's the watchtowers. Need to be guard towers if they're going to actually stop the Mangonels, though. Actually, tab out and check the monk tech tree for the Ethiopians real quick. The Ethiopians do not get redemption. They do get atonement, though, so they can convert the Persian monks. Maybe that's what Dragonstar wants to go for. Atonement versus no atonement can actually be pretty good for the monks, too. Persians just have such sad, sad monks. Checking them and making sure, yeah, they don't have atonement either, so they... And no heresy, because they're elephants, so they... Ethiopian monks actually could be quite useful here. Oh, wait, here, if we look at the gold positionings on this island, we see 1, 2, 3 golds all by the coastline for Valis. So if the game goes late, he won't be able to have access to gold so long as Dragonstar can maintain his control of the water. Still hasn't actually upgraded to crossbowman, and he's just been trying to push that 1 TC, but he's now down by 33 villagers. Valis has done a good job booming behind this, and now he's going to get some guard towers up along the coast. Guard towers, if you get heated shot, will absolutely wreck ships. So this could be a pretty nice position from him if he's able to get the towers up to secure that gold. The problem is the river is so short, the Ethiopians could make trebs or bombard cannons, deploy them on their own island, and still hit them. Let's see, 1 relic to 0 so far. Yep, is that capture age slightly crashing again? There we are. Alright, I don't think we missed anything there. Maybe I'll remember to edit that. Anyway, Dragonstar is going to get in on the gold, and at the same time, Valis is going to start redocking on the water. Did lose 1 TC finally to the Mangonels, but the guard towers will stop the advance. And honestly, with the 20-vil lead, he's probably fine to be on 2 TCs right now. Dragonstar has added in a third, but the key is going to be, can Valis retake the water? He does have a guard tower there, and Dragonstar never did the War Galley upgrade. He's just going to do that now. And look at that, Imperial Age. With that economy, Valis has managed to click up. And Dragonstar has the score lead, but Valis looks to be in an interesting position with the potential to get back into the game. Finally, War Galley comes in for Dragonstar, and he's going to be adding in more fire ships. And, oh, what's this? The Mangonels are transporting around. They were stopped by the guard tower, but he's going to go for a sneak. He's going to land the side and try to hit that TC. Valis will need to try to bring that defensive Mangonel over. It also has a knight. Low HP, but could always just hop... Dragonstar could always just hop his Mangonels back onto the transport ship if they get threatened. Now, this TC at risk of going down. 4 Mangonels, even for a Persian TC, is a lot to deal with. Now, Mangonel coming forward for Valis. Could he get a good hit? Ooh, he does, but the Mangonels managed to dodge, and they'll hop onto the transport. No, one of them will go down. Fireship, actually, they don't take much damage from TC, so they can sit under there. No Vil to repair, though, and those are all very low HP Mangonels. Going to continue working on that TC, but it's in Imp. It has the same HP as a typical castle does now. Dragonstar himself, though, he is up to Imp. On 88 villagers, only behind by 15. Still had his fish working all that time. Still only 1 relic for Valis. More guard towers coming up, and what's this transition going to be like? As, oh, that monk's still trying to be annoying, and actually converts a Vil. Unfortunately, he'll die immediately to the tower and guard tower, but converting those villagers actually and getting sneaks is pretty useful. Immediately, though, once you get Imperial Age, the trebs start popping, and he's going to be Mangonelling, or not Mangonelling, trebbing down all of the buildings that the Dragonstar has placed upon his island, and he's going to be using these towers to try to retake the coast. Now, Ethiopians, remember, when they get Imp, they're not going to have fast fire ships. They won't be able to upgrade these fires, and they also won't have that elite cannon galleon upgrade. They can do chemistry and normal cannon galleons, but not the elite versions. Elite versions are quite a bit better, not the least because of the extra 2 range lets them hit much further inland. But for now, these towers actually, once they're garrisoned, they're going to do a pretty good job of killing these fires. They do, once they fire several arrows, pretty good amount of damage. And Dragonstar himself, he is now up to Imp, still finishing up Handcart, adding in some War Galleys. Of course, he will probably prefer to do Galleon. But now that tower actually very Very good at taking out those war galleys. Ooh, a moonwalking war galley. A moonwalk into it. Ooh, not into the tower. I'll turn around and sail forward. Very impressive how the ships moonwalk when their sails still are being blown forward. Anyway, some vills still on this island from Dragonstar, building some houses around the coast. See, Dragonstar, he actually knows where all of the gold piles are for Valis. So as long as he is in position with his navy, he can deny them. And this forward castle from him, he wants to get some trebs to start taking out those guard towers, doing chemistry, doing galleon. And Valis has actually started docking at the back, using some towers to secure room for his docks. Dragonstar is sending some fires around the back, but a bit too late to stop the redocks. Valis will get them up, as Dragonstar needs to start all the way back at Bodkin Arrow to continue upgrading his galleons. Oh, actually a transport there from Dragonstar. He's going to... he can put his mangonels on this island and explore it, but there's nothing they really can hit from back there, especially not with those guard towers up. Anyway, it's trebuchet time, but both these civs... Ooh, trebuchet getting the bombard cannon. Both these civs do have access to cannons, and we're going to see a lot of repairing here. As long as you have villagers to repair your trebs, no trebs should actually go down in the treb war, which means this castle being very far forward is going to be trebbed down, while the trebs are fairly safe in the back. Trebs might actually want to be concentrating on the guard tower buildings up here. There's one ship in that dock, but if it gets ungarrisoned, it'll immediately be wrecked by the towers. Trebs trying to get the cannon. Ooh, the cannon actually running so far forward that the castle can shoot at it. They'll have to get back a bit. Cannons are much better. They're more accurate. They can hit trebs, unlike other trebs. Trebs only have 15% accuracy against other trebs. And most other units, they can hit the castles, but not units. And let's see. The vills are there. Valis needs to keep repairing. Now Dragonstar trying to repair his castle while also sniping off the bombard cannon. The repairs are coming on the trebs, but one treb goes down. Looks like the cannon goes down as well. Cannons are a bit more expensive than trebs, but their production is not limited by your castles. That's one guard tower going down. Meanwhile, on the water, it looks like all of these docks are up. So with the Persians, Valis should be able to remass fire ships, but Shipwright and now Brace are coming in, so we will be seeing the full upgrades on the galleons for the Ethiopians. Or I guess they still need to do their training and dry dock techs, but the full attack upgrades and the tech to make them cheaper. And now, ooh, Bombard taking out another treb. Needs to repair that cannon, does Valis. And it'll just dodge that treb shot. Takes a bit of damage there, but survives. This didn't actually dodge it. Still, that castle being repaired for so long. No masonry, no architecture, no hoardings. Cannon goes down. And more guard towers being added in. That's just to keep the ships away. If the ships can get in here, that'll actually be a unit that can shoot at and damage the trebs. Trebs have a lot of pierce armor, but they still don't want a bunch of ships shooting at them. I'm sure he's doing this crashing thing again. Actually streaming. But anyway, tower goes down. And things we've seen, Dragonstar, he managed to survive with his water control that early Imperial age from Valis. Valis, though, does have access to his gold, but slowly but surely he's being pushed back. He spent so much stone repairing that castle. He's going to keep it alive. Cannons are going to start taking out that guard tower. Down it goes. Now only one tower remaining, and the ships now have an open path to deal with the trebs. But on the right side of the map, we see the fast fires coming out for Valis. That's not something that Dragonstar will have a great answer to until he starts adding in heavy demos. Siege engineers for Dragonstar, a bit late on that, but he'll finally get it in. See, oh, a transport ship with villagers for Valis. He might be trying to explore. I think he was exploring this island and found that there's nothing there he can use. Just that one relic. He might try to pick that up. I don't know if he'll have a monk going forward. But it looks like those trebs, well, they made Dragonstar spend a lot of stone repairing that castle, but ultimately weren't able to win that fight. And Valis will have to retreat from that gold. Now we're getting to the point where unless he's able to retake the water, there's not much he's going to be able to do. His villager even being attacked by the wolf. And things, 30 villager lead Dragonstar has the water control, he has the castles up, and he has control of all of the gold that Valis will be able to take. So long as he's able to maintain this water control, he can come over and harass this part of the island with his ships, and harass those other two gold mines from across the island from across the river from his own island with his cannons. This will be a bit dangerous here, but here come some demo ships. Overall, fast fires, they're good in early Imperial Age, but once you amass a large number of galleons, the galleon I think still is the better unit, despite all of the changes to the fire ships over the years, starting from that African Kingdoms expansion. Now the galleons, they need to turn around, they need to shoot at the fires. And here we are, Valis going to lose his navy there, but at the same time try to sneak out and mine that gold. And he's running out of options. He's losing his coastline. And even heated shot coming in. That'll make your castle much better at killing ships. Oh, ballistics! Dragonstar never had ballistics. That's important to get. Adding in some castles around the back. It looks like Valis had tried to go for a sneaky landing, but Dragonstar will stop that dead in its tracks. And deleting a lumber camp, and there we go. Valis actually is going to go for the Wonder Victory. Now remember, as I said, no elite cannon galleon for the Ethiopians. They're going to have trouble arranging that. And the Persians have a very interesting defense here because they have the Commander in technology. That's their Castle Age unique tech at their castle. That means their crossbowmen only cost wood and don't cost gold. So Valis might not even need access to those gold mines on the shore, so long as he can use his crossbowmen. Now, here comes Dragonstar. He wants to land those cannons, but remember, he'd been investing into his navy. He's been fighting on the water. He doesn't have a land army yet. He's doing guilds. He's going to need some upgrades before he can really fight this. And here come the cannons. Going to take out that tower before it goes up, but what's to protect the cannons from Vils? Nothing. The ships can do that, but the ships can't protect the cannons far enough inland for them to attack that Wonder. Dragonstar, I think he'd like to snipe that Wonder off before it goes down. He's going to start making some knights to deal with those villagers, but now we see the crossbowmen, the only wood-costing crossbowmen, coming out for Valis. Now Dragonstar, he's in a commanding position to win this game. He has all the resources in the world banked up, but he needs to find some way to take control of enough land that he can kill this Wonder. Oh, his capture age crashing again slightly. There we are. The cannons are trying to shoot at it, but two defensive cannons out now, along with the villagers for Valis. And he gets a nice cannon shot there. Those are now low HP. Gets one of them, trades them 1 for 1. But he's okay to trade so long as he keeps his Wonder alive. Ooh, doesn't get one there. Looks like he got a partial shot on it, but didn't kill it. It's dodgeball time. Knight out of position to keep the cannon at bay. Gets another cannon. And this Wonder, getting closer and closer to going up, gets a third cannon. And now with only one cannon, Dragonstar doesn't have a way to snipe this. He's running low on gold himself. We'll need to find ways to get over here and snipe that Wonder. And the Wonder, it looks like it's going to go up. We see the crossbowman upgrade coming in for the Ethiopians. More ranges coming in. He will go for the arbalests. The arbalests will be better than the commander and crossbows. But if the crossbows have some bombard cannon support behind them, maybe they can take some good fights, even against Ethiopian arbs. Forward stable now from Dragonstar going to be cleaned up. And the Wonder just about to be completed. And as the Wonder is completed, I'm actually going to switch from Capture Age to the original game because Capture Age doesn't display the Wonder timer. So let me do that right now. We'll swap over. So there we go. Once this Wonder is complete, we'll get the timer appearing in the top right. And there we go. 200 years. That's about 16, I think that's 16 minutes and 40 seconds in game. I actually just looked that up, and we'll actually have to pay attention and see how close it is to that. So we're looking at an hour and 6 minutes or so. It'd be nice if it actually gave you the time instead of just years. But now we have defensive cannons and defensive crossbows here from Valis. crossbows going to their death to the galleons, trying to snipe off that cannon, not quite going to get there. But we see more transport ships for Dragonstar. What's he going to put into them? A few trebs, a few cannons, and his mangonels. But there's 3 cannons here and a lot of crossbows. Can he actually get this wonder sniped off? He has done some damage to it with those initial bombard cannons, taken out about 1,000 HP off of it. But will that be enough? Here's the siege and the monk with the relic. Valis just garrisoning the monk. He'll try to bring that back and drop off the relic. But with all these crossbows here, he needs some good mangonel shots. With the crossbows in front, it makes it a bit easier to micro the cannons from behind. He's deploying the trebs. I don't think they can hit the wonder. I think he just wants to use them to kill the mangonels. Oh, no, or to kill the cannons. But no, he can't hit the wonder. Repairs are going to come in, but the defensive cannons are there. They're taking the battle. And down go the cannons from Valis. I mean, from Dragonstar. And Valis's crossbows die, but they did their job. He can replace these crossbows as much as he wants. He still has wood in the bank. And all of this siege from Dragonstar, that was very expensive, and it wasn't enough. Wonder is down to about half HP, but it stands with those repairs coming in. Have to keep an eye on Valis' stone count. With Dragonstar trying to push here, that has given Valis the opportunity to go over to that gold, and that's about a quarter of the time down from that wonder. Let's see, we still have 2 relics for Dragonstar. And whatever happened to that one he just dropped off. Has his horse forward to scout. Here come the arbalests, but not quite enough. We see his pop at about 180 because he has a lot of water armies still, and he's going to throw some arbalests. He needs to find some way to land here. If we look at this army, that's a good 23 crossbows and counting. He's trying to land some shotels. He did manage to secure the right part of the island and put up a castle, and he is mining the gold there. From that castle, he can make some shotel warriors. That gives him a bit of a foothold on the island. But that's not the part of the island where the wonder is. This is now 5 bombard cannons, and the units the Ethiopians are good at, their own cannons and their arbalests, they're going to have trouble fighting through a meat shield of crossbows to get to the cannons to kill them. And the cannons can always just retreat. The difficulty for Valis is he's out of stone, so he can't really repair that wonder, and he's out of gold, so he can't buy himself more stone. He's limited and doesn't have any more repairs. Dragonstar wants to get that forward range up, but he has to so awkwardly keep transporting his army back and forth to get it across. Meanwhile, these cannons can just kill any attempt at a landing that he can do. Valis putting up a good fight here. Killing the arbalests, killing the forward siege workshop. He doesn't care about that range so much as he does the siege. Another trebuchet. Dragonstar wants to use those ships to fend off the crossbows, but the crossbows just are expendable at this point. Valis still has wood income. He has 43 villagers on wood. There's another cannon or 2 being landed by Dragonstar, but he just can't land enough arbalests at once in order to secure a foothold. 2 more cannons that want to come over. These Arbs are trying to fight. Let's see, does he have torsion engines? Does it show? I don't think it shows the unique tech there. I can check that after this battle then. And he's going to have to hop onto the ship to avoid the crossbows. No, there he goes. They could kill the transport ship. Okay, no. That has enough pierce armor on it. And that landing from Dragonstar pushed back. Looks like he's going to move his Arbalest over and maybe try for something over here. Let me check his tech tree real quick. Does he have torsion engines? He does not. Torsion engines is what the Ethiopians have to increase their blast radius on their siege. But I don't think... he could probably use the market to afford it. Yeah, there we go. It's coming in right now. He wants that for the bombard cannons because it'll help him in this bombard cannon war. See, only 12 range, no siege engineers for Valis. So he will struggle a bit, I think. I think Dragonstar had added that in earlier. I remember seeing it up there. And the cannons are going to push into that house. And we're down under 100 years. So half the Wonder Timer has gone down. Valis has managed to get enough gold that he can buy buy himself some stone and repair the Wonder. He is sneaking down to that mining camp there. Still does have that tower alive. Actually has a fire ship over here. That will make it a bit more difficult for Dragonstar to do a landing. We'll need to move everything over there. This is just maybe too narrow a strip of land for him to get a landing in. But here he goes, going to send more transport ships. What is inside of them? Now he finally has a larger army. Has a few skirmishers in there even to try to deal with the crossbows. Now he has 4 cannons, and he's going to try to rush up a castle. If he gets that castle up, he'll have a nice foothold on this part of the island. Neither of these civs have treadmill cranes, so that will be kind of slow in terms of getting the castle up. That guard tower actually managed to take out a cannon. Now the cannons are trying to get some shots on the crossbows. They killed a lot of crossbows, and they will do that with torsion engines. But it's still the expendable army. Oh, look at all those cannon shots. That's the magic of torsion engines. But this is 5 defensive bombard cannons. This will be very difficult to micro against the torsion engines and the siege engineers of the Ethiopians. But he only needs to micro for 65 more years. And we're getting close to that. I think it was like 106, we said, if it was that 16 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's see, Dragonstar trying to get that castle up. The crossbows just really want to snipe off those cannons. Not going to get it. And that's a lot of Army Valis is sacrificing there. It's a siege ram coming out. Could they get 1 cannon? I don't think so. No, but he has more crossbows in the back. He still doesn't really care about sacrificing them. The problem now will be the rams. He needs to keep his bombard cannons in position so they can deal with the rams. And it looks like he's actually down to 2 cannons. Looks like he traded a couple out there, maybe? Or just has them in a different position. Anyway, nice usage of the houses there. That's not going to stop the rams, but it will slightly slow them down and let him get his own cannons into position. Cannons do 40 melee damage, so they still do actually hurt the rams. Here come the villagers coming in to try to attack the rams. If you can micro your bombard cannons and attack around the rams, you can do well against them. You need to keep them away from the rams, though. Ooh, that was a big siege ram hit there. Now here come the cannons for Dragonstar, finally being able to push in. Has a big score lead, but he's down to 41 years. The rams are being killed by the villagers. The Wonder is staying alive. The crossbows are taking out the cannons. This is a lot of siege rams coming in, but they're low HP, and the melee villagers are there to defend the Wonder. No more stone, but he's going to have to fight with the villagers. Getting down to 35 years. Here come the rams. Can the villagers save the Wonder? The crossbows are there. The vills are fighting. They're trying to mess up the pathfinding. Another workshop goes in for Dragonstar. Down to 30 years. The cannons are in the back. They can assist in killing the rams. Kill one over there. This Wonder at 1600 HP. The vills actually need to fight, though. It's 28 years left, 500 HP. Will they kill these rams? No, they won't. And the Wonder goes down. The siege ram push being too much for Valis to contend with. And Dragonstar pulls that one out just in the nick of time. We said he had to get to 106, about like 106, 107 on the clock. He got to 104.39 with 28 years remaining. If those rams had gone down, he does still have the resources, but doesn't really have the production. Finally amassed a large enough army of skirms and rams to deal with that. And that was a very well-played Wonder there from Valis. The situation to defend was absolutely perfect. He lost the gold, but he had the commander in crossbows and his own cannons, where he could stop landings just enough. It is so awkward to have to transport your units across, even with 20 carry space. You have to train them, micro them, transport them over, all while microing your army. And let's check out those stats. Score lead for most categories for Dragonstar, as we might expect. You do harm your economy quite a bit by spending all that villager time building the Wonder. Valis not really able to make that earlier Imperial Age time work. Nice pressure from Dragonstar in the Castle Age. Might have been down a lot in villagers, but was able to hold with his water control. And relics captured. I don't think that tells you the total at the end. Big villager high there from Dragonstar. And oh, look at that Wonder on the timeline. Anyway, quite the unique game there. It's always nice to see a Wonder game that is actually fun every once in a while. So thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.